I've heard young leaders talk with me about a term they've coined called climate anxiety. Whether it makes sense for you to even think about having children, whether it makes sense for you to think about aspiring to buy a home. The clock is not just ticking, it is banging.
Well, Vice President Kamala Harris pinning the blame for a slumping housing market on climate change. She says it's causing people to doubt future plans on whether to buy a home or even have children. Maria Bartiromo is here. And before we go to you, Fox Business went out and talked to some people on the street to see if they actually have that type of anxiety. Listen to them here.
The standard of living for millennials is really expensive for them. If you look back in the Gen Z or not Gen Z, the boomer population or whatnot, their standard of living was pretty easy. The economy has gone up. The inflation has gone up really a lot. So, a lot of things have been more expensive.
But I mean, living in New York City, it's expensive. There's a lot of factors besides climate that go into it. I never really even factored that in, to be honest with you.
Maria Bartiromo, what do you think?
Yeah, nobody has, okay? That's the bottom line. I mean, it's amazing to me to hear Kamala say this with a straight face. The truth is that the policies coming out of this administration have stoked an economy that is questionable, slowing down, and a public that is living paycheck to paycheck with sticker shock. People care much more about the fact that mortgage rates are above 7% right now than they're talking about climate change when they're making their decisions in terms of whether or not to buy a house. There's a reason that people have tried to get a mortgage and then ended up walking away from that mortgage, because they do the math and they realize their monthly payments are not affordable, so they can't buy the home. So for her to say that and not even acknowledge the spiking inflation, even though it has come way down from the highs, and not recognize that these are the policies that have taken us here is really misleading.
If you're in your 20s, you're used to low interest rates.
Yeah, that's right.
That's all you know. You don't remember a time when it's at 7% or higher. Pete Buttigieg has thrown out a warning about a government shutdown. Apparently, there's progress overnight by House Republicans. We'll see where that goes.
Yeah.
This is what he says about flying in America with the FAA. Watch.
We estimate there are about 3,000 plus more people we need qualified than we have today. Even a shutdown lasting a few weeks could set us back by months. We cannot afford that kind of politically driven disruption.
I don't know if he's right or not. You can address that on with regard to what you have learned. But when it comes to government shutdowns, we're always given these warnings that the sky's going to fall. And what do? They close the Veterans Memorial for World War II in Washington, D.C.
That's right. Yeah, it just has in the past not been that big of a deal. The world is not coming to an end just because we have a government shutdown, frankly. Look, I don't want to see a government shutdown because we want work to continue and everybody to get paid, and most people will still get paid, by the way. But the stock market in the past has actually rallied. So, go figure that out. And it's interesting to hear Pete Buttigieg say we cannot afford something when the Democrats have borrowed $6 trillion over the last 2.5 years. We've got a budget that calls for discretionary spending of $1.6 trillion. They spent $6 trillion. OK, so maybe we should be worried about that. He was MIA during the last rail strike. I haven't seen a lot of him during this strike for the automakers. So that's another issue to look at as a result of bad policy. The automakers, the employees of the United Auto Workers, they may be sticking their necks out too much, asking for too much. I mean, come on, 46 or 49% raise they want. But one of the issues that they're talking about is the cost of living. They need more money because of the cost of living. So this green agenda and this focus on, spending money on green vehicles and electric vehicles, it doesn't seem to match up with the actual demand out there. And it actually has massive ripple effects across the economy.
And it's happening in Europe, too. It's an interesting phenomenon. It's starting to happen here. In fact, the Prime Minister of the UK is likely to say we are going to slow our roll on these green energy electric vehicle piece.
It's forced the Federal Reserve to raise interest rates. OK, they took a pause yesterday, but I had Bob Nardelli on the other day, former CEO of Chrysler, and he said that the companies that he's invested in have gone from interest payments of $2 million to interest payments of $14 million.
Oh, my gosh.
That's a game changer. That will lead to some bankruptcies.
Yeah. Great to see you.
Thank you.
You too.
Thanks for coming in.
You got it.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.